Welcome to the channel. If you clicked on this video, you're probably considering the Andis Envy adjustable clipper. They promise a lightweight, powerful, all-day cordless clipper perfect for fades and tapers. But here's what surprised me after testing them for months. This clipper has some serious, potentially deal-breaking problems that Andis isn't talking about. And I'm not just talking about battery life. Therefore, before you spend your hard-earned $85, you need to see this honest review. For the best price, click the link in the description. Let's start with the good, because there is some promise here. The Andis Envy looks and feels premium right out of the box. It is genuinely lightweight, and the slim grip is comfortable, especially if you have smaller hands. It feels good. The motor sounds powerful at 5,500 strokes per minute. And the idea of a cordless clipper with adjustable blades from a 0 to a 1 is a barber's dream. The kit even includes 11 attachment combs. But that's where the brochure ends and reality begins. Because the first major problem isn't in the cut, it's in the hand. Let me explain. The number one complaint you'll find, and my personal biggest issue, is the infamous sliding switch. This is the lever you use to adjust the blade from close to open. And it is, without exaggeration, the single worst designed switch I have ever used on a professional-grade tool. It is stiff. Not a little stiff, but I think I might break it stiff. It requires so much thumb pressure to move that your hand cramps after just a few adjustments. Therefore, trying to do a smooth, seamless fade where you're constantly changing the lever. Forget it. Your thumb will stage a protest and leave the job site. It's like the switch is guarded by a tiny, angry troll who hates barbers. Now, you might think, maybe I just got a bad unit. But I checked the top reviews on Amazon, where it has a 4.1-star rating. And if you dig, you'll find a pattern. Many 5-star reviews are from first-time users who are impressed out of the box. But the critical 4, 3, and 2-star reviews, they all echo the same thing, the stiff lever and a second, even bigger problem, the blade performance. Let's dive into that. The carbon steel blade is supposed to be adjustable and capable of being zero-gapped for sharp lines. However, achieving a consistent zero gap on this model is a nightmare. The blade alignment is finicky. Even when you think you have it perfect, one side might be slightly more open than the other. This leads to an uneven cut, tugging, and a finish that is anything but polished. It's like the clipper has a personality disorder. One side wants to be a surgeon, the other side is a lumberjack. Here's a joke for you. What did the barber say to the uneven Andis Envy clipper? I want a clean cut, not a modern art project. But it's not funny when you're trying to give a clean fade and the tool can't deliver a consistent line. Therefore, the core promise of this clipper, perfect tapers and smooth fades, is fundamentally broken by its own hardware. And we haven't even gotten to the battery yet. The product description boasts an ultra-long-lasting lithium-ion battery with 2 hours of non-stop power. That sounds great, but in real-world use, that 2-hour claim is the best-case scenario under perfect lab conditions. Like saying you can run a marathon if you're being chased by a bear. Under normal load, with the motor actually cutting hair, the battery drains significantly faster. And the charge time, painfully slow. You'll be waiting hours to get a full charge, which means if you forget to plug it in overnight, you're starting your day with a paperweight. This isn't non-stop power, it's stop-and-go traffic. Let's talk about the attachments. 11 combs sound generous, right? But the quality feels cheap and plasticky. They snap on but don't have the secure, satisfying click of higher-end models. They feel like an afterthought, a box to check on the feature list rather than a precision tool. Therefore, you have a clipper with a powerful motor handicapped by a terrible switch, a finicky blade, a mediocre battery, and cheap attachments. It's like putting a race car engine in a shopping cart. You have power, but you have no control, and the whole thing is wobbly and unpredictable. So, who is this clipper actually for? It's not for the professional barber who needs reliability all day. That stiff switch alone is a career ender for your thumb. It might be tempting for a home user or a beginner, but at this price point, nearly $86, that's a huge gamble. Here's another joke. Why did the Andis Envy get a 4.1-star rating? Because it rounded up from its actual performance of about a 3.5. But seriously, the rating is misleading. The problems are systemic. Therefore, what's the resolution? What should you do instead? First, if you already own this clipper and are struggling, there are some band-aid fixes. For the stiff lever, some users recommend repeatedly working it back and forth for hours, or applying a tiny drop of light oil on the mechanism. It might loosen up slightly, but it's a design flaw, not a break-in period. For the blade, you'll need patience and a good zero-gapping guide, but you shouldn't have to do engineering on a new tool. My honest recommendation: look at other options in this price range. There are cordless clippers from Wall and even other Andis models like the Masters, which, while heavier, are known for their durability and consistent performance. Sometimes, going corded is better for guaranteed power without battery anxiety. I want to be clear, this isn't a hate review. When the Envy works, it can give a decent cut. The lightweight design is a genuine benefit, but the flaws are too significant to ignore at this price. You are paying for potential, not for a polished, reliable product. It's the clipper equivalent of a talented athlete who never shows up to practice. Therefore, my final verdict is this: don't buy the Andis Envy adjustable clipper if you need a dependable daily driver. The frustration you will save is worth more than $85. For the home user on a tight budget, there are better, cheaper options. For the professional, this is a hard pass. It's a classic case of a company prioritizing a sleek look over functional, user-friendly engineering. One last joke. What's the difference between the Andis Envy and a mystery box? With the mystery box, you at least have hope. All right, final call to action. If you've heard all these problems and still want to check the current price or look at the specs for yourself, I've left the direct link in the description below. That's the best place to get the latest deal on Amazon. Thanks for watching, and remember, the right tool shouldn't fight you.